Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, let's see. We got the light here, please. It's not all good actually. Yeah, we got this new systems here. It's actually 5 years, I guess. 5 years. 5 years warranty. So as long as warranty available, so that is 5 years. And if you look on this one here, this one here has mechanical issues. Doesn't do much, and is already now off almost. So yeah, that's the situations for this valve here. We got actually valve, new valve, a lot of new valve here. Uh, so I got a new valve. I went and bought a new valve here. So there are actually five of them for the other one there, and then two for the other one right there. The two other one is this one here. You can see is right there on wow, it's not easy to see, but yeah, that is the one right there. You can see the other color is this one here. So it's a half of it is 17. You can see there, that is T8 17 24. So it's 1200 one, and that is the other one is T8 32. Let's see the two, and that is actually, yeah, 5 on this one. That is 12 pieces. Okay, so we got 12 pieces right there. Yep, that is very much, because it's the whole thing is a waste, so that is to help this, to help with what we call basically this kind of kitchen bathroom. That is bathroom one, that they call it 17, and the other one for the kitchen they call it that is this one here. Is like this, is the same like this one here. Okay, is T8. You can see it's like T8. So it's like T8 kind of thing. So that is why it's very good. So if you look, that is how it goes. It looks so, yeah. So that is the size, and the bathroom, of course, yeah. So very much does is that one. Otherwise, if we have to see into this one here, this one here, is basically, we scan to this case here. This is about Sudan, briefly about Sudan, the new Sudan here. So you can see we have registration. That is Sudan ID, and the icon here is an ID. The Sudan ID, such as your driver's license, health card, and you name it. So who is in Sudan that is not allowed to issue, region in Sudan which is not allowed to issue a national ID, is this country here. This is South Sudan is not allowed to issue that one. They're still notorious, and they are allowed only to obey this rule. And then if once they obey this rule here, this 7 rule here, this Sudan map here, and then the whole of this driver's license, any of these IDs, you won't see it disease. You will see the IDs status of the for addition for the people who are live. Okay, so we can issue them a live ID, not a disease ID. So that's why if you look, South Sudan is a disease ID, is a disease ID. So Sudan is a live ID. Sudan is a driver's license and any IDs or passport. But here South Sudan is a disease ID. That's the situation. So they, unless they obey this map here, and they say to their South Sudan right there, and then this is Sudan down here as Equatoria. Okay, as Equatoria, you people, you know Equatoria. This line here, unless they open it as Equatoria as Sudan, and it goes as 7th, and come back here 7th. Okay, and then their area is only this from this black area here, and then goes like this to this black area here, and then come like this through this black area here, and then come down here. That is all they should consider. Otherwise, they will get their IDs and no more disease IDs. So that is our view. So if you look, Sudan roughly now registered so far how many refugees? That is 2 million refugees, of which more than 1,800 were killed right there in the Sudan. And then that because the rivaling teams were, this is the rivaling team 1, isolation of South Sudan as like this, and or to unite Sudan as like this, and then no more isolation of South Sudan. So they work like this, and then they appear like this in over Uganda or Kenya. That is all they do. Or they goes like this on the world map. That is all they do. Because why? Because South Sudan itself is fake. If they permit it, is very fake. If it could be the one that going as a country here is very fake. It's not well designed. The guy, as if did not gone to schools and misleading the country or the nation's copyright policies. That is our view, ladies and gentlemen. So we have to ensure is we know is they obey the copyright policies. The copyright policies. We mean copyright, such as our companies, these copyright policies. This is what they do say this company and this copyright policies, or a company policies, or a country or a national country policies, and is a copyright policies. So they must know that. Okay, so that is like a copyright policies. Things you do like this. This is what they call a copyright policies, because they started like this. That's how they started up, or how you raise it up, and then that is they become a copyright. If they are not really 100% a copyright, that is not really it a copyright. So why are they too offensive, the South Sudan? Because you can see the cases here can say Africa is 15%, so they don't obey that. The copyright for 15% on products sell out to customers such as foods, such as juice box, or any kind of things. Like let's say this kind of cans, this kind of cans. This is a juice can, right? A juice can. This kind of juice can, if you go to Uganda, is one like this. One like this is 400 or 300 shillings, Ugandan shillings, 300 Ugandan shillings. If is the larger one is 700 Ugandan shillings, the larger one. This is 300, this is 700 or 600, the larger one. Is equivalent to two way of this size here. So what about buying condition in Kenya? This is a 17-18 shillings. So 17-18 shillings. So what about water? Water is like this. That is 200 shillings. 300 ceilings majorly the same like this size here. So now this is 15%. Let's say it in Africa 15%, and if we use in Canada, that is how much. 300 shillings is how much Kenyan in Canadian dollars. It's not a dollar. It's like 11 less than 11 cents. Okay, that is less than 11 cent. It's like 15%. Africa price is 15%, and then Canada looks actually 57. Canada look 57% selling the product, 57%. Africa look like selling the product 15%. So that is how the tribalism works. So, and if you look, Asia looks selling the product 50%. That is Asian tribalisms. And then if you look, Europe, it's selling the product 67% in the market rate. So Africa itself selling the product 15% in the market rate. That is the differences there, ladies and gentlemen. So configure and then try to readjust where possibilities. Those Notorians should all know that this is not safe, and this is always safer one. So we lost the memory for these recognitions, so the whole thing is corrupted here. This POS is corrupt right now, so we have a memory loss here. So the passwords are not recognized, everything is not recognized, and then the 4 pins, whatever you enter them to lock them in, every time is not yet recognized. So we turn them off. As you can see, whatever how times you hit the screen, they don't turn on, because the email is you put whatever you put emails, the guy doesn't take the password. Hackers, there is hackers over these notorious areas, so everything is not going okay. Everything doesn't go really there, so it's very hard. Okay, so the question is, why I have not been in the YouTube, why I did not come to YouTube, why I did not come to YouTube for 1 month. I went back to schools. You can see this is my school work. I've been going back to schools. Okay, I've been going back to schools because the computer systems here, I forgot some of my school books, and then the school is not really is the schools is not really this one. I forgot it because I went to college a little bit longer, many years, and then my notes, some of my notes, they are lost. I lost a lot of notes. So my college note, I lost a lot of them. And you know that I'm doing a computerized accounting. I did a computerized accounting. So it's not easy sometimes. And then this is what they call networking, basic networking. So it's basic networking, computer networking. So this is like let's say it, dealing with the general computer issues, technical issues. That is basically online issues, and then the basically computerized issues, offline and online cases, so that people are normal troubleshootings. So I went back to schools doing this research, and then I enrolled here a few days ago, and then I did this much rewards, and then this much documents. So towards all the areas that are two basics, you can see there that's handled this one, Wi-Fi connections, because it will also help and boost that areas that we are troubleshooting as Kiriga Telecommunications, because we are going crazy, and then we want to start out the Kiriga Telecommunications, because without networking, too much networkings, and then we will be asked of a certain areas, especially the Wi-Fi connections. Then the telecommunications, what are their names? The wall jacks, what are their names? Who is the technicians? How do they activate the wall jacks? And then how are those things done here? Okay, so there are quite a lot of areas. So ladies and gentlemen, that is quite a lot of areas. So and it need addition, it need someone to be very there with the pack skills, and then that way you will be able to see you have all the necessary things. So that is basically the connections, the concerns of the connections. You can see there the concerns of these connections. So especially they deals with a lot of connections. The instructions there are quite a lot of instructions, and then which we take from handling the hardware systems, and then basically the connections that handles the TV, these things here. And then on the back here they have we call what we do called this one here. Okay, what we call these things here. That is the home phone line. For this kind of home phone line, and then how to activate, what are their name, the activation names, because to order those product, and then for us to hire the technicians, that's most of the jobs, or to have that data activations ideas change, okay, or switch to a new technologies that will temporarily lock off those activation, indoors activations by technicians, sending a technician to each homes, go do that guy activations, other than to let the guy buy, like they bought such kind of a computer, like they open a box, okay, to do that particular things. Like this is how we buy these things here. These things how we buy it, and then we bring home, we plug it right there, and then it give a light. If you open, you put it right there. This is a box, and then the water begin heating up. Okay, so it's the same like this. That's how you buy. We pack it like that. We give the instruction for those guys, so that when we go back to school like this, we give the instruction for those guys to get the service. Okay, ready are assembled for you in the box. No need to go and send the technicians. Go and do these jobs there. And then where they get bothered by getting their money collected every times. So it's not necessary. So the use of airline, airplane modes, the Wi-Fi systems on your households product, such as device, handheld device, majorly, if they will be portables by our orders, so that you have the connections other than having the disconnections. If you get you believe in disconnections, that is believing on your money getting deducted, okay, and then for which you are not liable, you cannot even pay when they come to payment. Okay, you cannot pay a cable fee, you cannot pay the other one, you cannot do the other one. So that is how the responsibility of the Kiriga itself works, and then minimize that area of the criteria, enabling that they will be capable of that particular dues. So the Kriegers, that is the telecommunications. I guess you remember who we are and what we do. There, that is briefly about Kriegers. Okay, the wine warehouse, the Kriegers. That's how the whole things is going. So if you see, that is how the repackaging of those products may be done, and then that's why I was going back to school for that purposes, and then to ensure, yeah, we have full categories for that criteria and that does. So that is all to do with the networking. And if you look here, this is also portionally part of the networking. So they normally deal with the networkings, and that is helps you getting your things recognized and reactivated. And then the activations areas, which area you're using to activate, okay, your household's product when they come to this one. So those are basically, otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, there by me, Waine Hz, and this is it all.